I'm Terry Murphy from the Women's Wisdom Network and senior editor for Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the men's room with Murph. And we've got a terrific man in the men's room today. You know him. His name is Robert Morris Jr. Robert has been around like forever, teaching CRS and having every designation ever earned by man. He has them all. Started way back in 1985 in the real estate industry and has been amazing in his trajectory of bringing his expertise and vision to the real estate market, not only on a local level or a state level. He was the honored as Realtor of the Year by the Tennessee Association of Realtors, with 100 million other awards. But the good news is he's here with us today to talk about what I think is very close to his heart, and that is the At Home with Diversity designation that has been created by NAR. Join us, Robert Morris.
Well, thank you, Madam Terry. It is a pleasure to be with you and all of your guests today. And I'm hoping I can share a few things that'll make us better, for sure.
You know, we talk about, you and I were speaking off camera about speaking and training and whatever across the country. You've actually been all over the place: Alaska, Canada, Puerto Rico, British. I bet the West Indies was tough for you. That had to be a rugged one. But you are also a certified instructor for Real Estate Brokers Institute. I mean, really a bit of an overachiever, Robert. But talk to us about At Home with Diversity. There's never been a better time for NAR to be more hyper-focused. We can say NAR, right?
We can.
Yeah, okay. To successfully work with this rapidly changing multicultural market. Tell us a little bit about how it started and your involvement in that.
Well, thank you for asking. And I will say to you that At Home with Diversity has been a passionate journey of mine for a while. Actually, NAR derived the At Home with Diversity course from the One America principles that was started in 1997. So that was the infancy of the At Home with Diversity course. And of course, it has modified over the years. It's been enhanced. As a matter of fact, I had an opportunity to work with a dynamic group of instructors last year. We did a total revision of the At Home with Diversity course. And I was fortunate enough to be the first instructor to roll it out at NAR under Right Tools right now last year. So for the mid-year meetings, we did about 2,000 registrants. We had about 1,255 students in the virtual experience, and it was a marvelous time. But being passionate about diversity, equity, and inclusion is just part of my makeup and who I am. So the journey with At Home with Diversity, that certification course has been phenomenal. We think that the information is timely, it's relevant, and it's informative as well. So I would suggest that everybody who has an opportunity to be able to take that, whether it be a realtor or a staff member, because staff members on the local, state, and national associations can also earn the certification.
I didn't know that. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Yes. So they can have that alphabet soup as well. So we've been on a mission to get staff across the country certified in At Home with Diversity as well, because they have personal biases, they have implicit biases that they need to discover and know about. And it would help them, once they're able to spot those, how they counteract and interact with the member across the desk from
that
them.
Is such a brilliant, that is brilliant. I didn't even think about that. And I will tell you that one of the things I've learned, and we talked about this earlier, moving from the north to Memphis, is that we do have socialization that we're unaware of. And when we understand, I think you said the best word when you said aware, when you make them aware, then you don't make an unintentional mistake or an unintentional assumption. So good for you for including staff. Tell us a little bit about the course. How long is it? Do you only get it through the state? Do you get it through can you get it through your local board? I know virtual now right now because we're uncertain about what's happening in group trainings. Tell us a little bit more about the details.
Well, the course itself is under the National Association of Realtors umbrella of courses through the, I'd say, REBAC or through the Institute of where they have continuous learning for realtors. I would also say to you that if an organization is a licensed sponsor with NAR, they can host any of these courses. So it is important that they would be a licensed sponsor. Normally, it's state associations are licensed in most cases. And depending on the size of the local associations or boards, they actually have their own license to offer the course as well. So once that is done, they just find a qualified instructor that they would like to teach through a approved sponsor, and then they can put the course on. I would say that if anybody is interested in it, they would actually give Dawn Hedke a call at the National Association of Realtors. She is over that particular department. She could tell them exactly how they would need to go about getting their sponsorship to be able to host those NAR courses.
And this is the CE approved. Can this be a part of a CE educational program?
As a matter of fact, Terry, it is. In most states, not all states, but in most states, there is CE credit given for it. It ranges from state to state, of course, depending on their real estate commission. In the state of Tennessee, for example, it is 7 hours of CE. I have taught in other areas where it's 6 hours of CE, and I've taught in areas where there's not yet been approved any. So they would just check with their state association or real estate commission about submitting it for CE credit. So the hours run somewhere between 6 to 7 hours of actual fantastic content, depending on where we are. There's 6 modules in the course, and we talk about everything from embracing diversity and discovering our innermost prejudices and discriminatory practices. We talk about the history of where we came from and where we are and where we're trying to go as it relates to fair housing issues and diversity, equity, inclusion. We also deal with what I like to call the diversity warriors. There is a module that is dedicated to saying how people are different. Feng Shui makes people view things different. The housing that they select, how they're set up, depending on their cultural orientations, depending on their religious affiliations. They have critical elements that apply when people are looking at housing. It's important for a realtor to understand that there are some of the things that we would not have even brought up top of mind awareness that we would need to be more aware of when we're actually helping them select a home of their dreams. So one of the books we always recommend is Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands, which you probably are familiar with over the years. And it helps 60 countries, talks about culture. What do you do right? What do you don't do? Negotiation skills and the like. So the course is all encompassing. And at the end, module 5, we talk about multicultural marketing. And in module 6, we put it all together for making a multicultural business plan as to how you go about identifying your demographics, finding out what they want, and finally supplying them with the product or service that meets the need that they have.
Sounds absolutely terrific, because as we get more international clientele, which we know has happened, the world has become global. We really need to be equipped with resources, and this particular designation sounds like one that really, in my opinion, should just be a requirement, because it, when we sign up to be an association, the National Association of Realtors, we sign up for the Code of Ethics, which includes fair housing. And that's not just something that happened when you got licensed, no matter when that was. Fair housing is fair housing. So I really applaud you for all your work on that, Robert. I know that you obviously can be invited to speak on it. You can obviously teach the course. What's the best way to get the most information about you? First, is dynamicdirections.com the best way to reach you?
Dynamic Directions is a great affiliation that we as instructors have formed a collaborative team of, for lack of a better term, experts in our fields as to what we do. That would be one of the best ways to actually get in touch with me if you were interested in anything, just even a conversation on the topic. I have a lot of people who call and says, can I ask you a question? What about this? And I want them to feel comfortable that they can call me and they can ask me. No feelings are hurt. I don't have any preconceived emotional input, and just to help people grow and learn. So that would be the best way to get me. And my contact information is actually listed on the website. So that would be a great place for people to reach out and find me. I just happen to be my local area president for this year as well. So,
in your spare time. Yes.
Yeah, in my spare time. So Middle Tennessee Association of Realtors here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
With the Candy Roberts.
Yes.
With the Candy Roberts Joyce. Yes.
Yes, that's where I am. And that is also a good reference point. They would know how to find me if you needed me, for sure.
Well, I know that you maintain lots of active memberships in several organizations, but you actually write courses to meet the needs of realtors. And clearly this one is probably one of the most critical ones, I think, that you've done recently. Also tell us, what else do you, I know that the diversity is one that you often speak on, but you speak on other subjects. What are they?
Well, Terry, it's funny that you'd ask. I only talk about the things that I feel that are in the wheelhouse that I can share and help make a positive difference in people's lives. So I do speak on business planning. One of my favorite courses that I've put together is on time management and goal setting. I think that individuals, as we go through this walk in life, we have to be on purpose. And being on purpose means to have a focus about what it is that we really want to do and accomplish. So the goal setting course is one of my favorites, but in order to set goals and manage that time, we have to have a time management piece as well. How well in the 24 hours do we use it? Because we all have the same 24 hours a day. The magic is how we use the 24 hours that we have. So that is one of my favorite courses. I have written a course on embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion, the secrets of embracing that as well. That is a course that, of course, I'm passionate about as well. So I have about 5 or 6 personally written courses that I deliver to associations or to keynotes and that kind of thing. And I am not above a writing curriculum that meets the need of the audience that would want me to come in as well. So
excellent. So best email address, Robert?
I keep it clean because I'm actually practicing realtor in my spare time. Team Robert Morris, TEAM, Robert Morris, MORRIS @gmail.com. And people ask, well, your own domain and you don't have it. Well, I have a website, but it's cleaner for me, easier for me to access from all areas that I have. And hopefully people remember us in real estate as well, should they have any referrals that they would need coming to the Middle Tennessee.
And I got to tell you, that's a great area. I've been there. It's delightful. And I think they're just lucky to have you, Robert Morris Jr. Your mama did a great job. And your mom was an author as well. So I just have to tell you, we're going to have to get her on Realty Times because we love celebrating women who make it work. And obviously she did a terrific job of raising you, even though you were a problem child. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's just say enthusiastic. The good news is, Robert, that we are blessed to have you as one of our professionals here in the real estate industry. We're delighted and honored to have you on Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, in the men's room with Murph. I know people are going to want to get in touch with you because the more we collaborate, the better collectively we are. And so thank you for all your efforts to put that together as only you could. I'm Terry Murphy for Realty Times Women's Wisdom Network. Join us again for another segment on realtytimes.com.